Welcome back to Disciple Plays. We got another $100 card show budget video for you today. This is for the weekend of 3/27 through 3/29, March 27th through March 29th. As you guys know, we go into three different categories. We got short-term holds, quick flips, which is 6 months to 1 year. We got long-term holds, and we got card grading plays. These are things that I'm looking out for when I go to card shows, and I'm just trying to share some information so that you guys can maybe pick them up too and take advantage of some good plays going on right now in the hobby. So first, we got the short-term hold, 6 months to 1 year. And I want to throw this caveat in. For short-term holds, these will also work for long-term holds. Pretty much everything in Pokemon works for long-term holds. These are just things that I foresee within 6 months to a year, going up a decent enough amount to where buying them now and then selling them 6 months from now, you'll be able to make a little bit of money. But long-term holds, I mean, pretty much anything you buy in Pokemon, if you wait long enough, is going to make you some money. But for the 6 months to 1 year holds, first we got the Charizard VMAX Sword and Shield 261 promo. This is one of the promos from the white Charizard UPC that came out during Sword and Shield. Comes with 3 Charizard promos. I'm just focusing on this one today. This one used to be near a $70 card, and it's sitting at about 40 right now. This thing is going to just grow right alongside the price of that Sword and Shield UPC. I think those are sitting at like $500 right now. So these are going to keep rising. It's a really cool artwork. It's the Gigantamax Charizard from Sword and Shield. And this card I could easily see going back up to its $70 price tag in the next 6 months to a year, especially as the supply of those white Charizard UPCs start getting lower and lower on the market. And also worth noting, they're worth over $400 in a PSA 10. So could also be a good grading play for the $100 budget area. Next, we got the Snorlax 151 ETB promo. It is criminal that this card is sitting at $20 right now. You can see in the graph there, it's gone up 216% over the last year, 6 months. But the ETB is over $600 now. So to even get a new one of these, you're having to open up a box that is $600. It's a really cool artwork. It's a Snorlax, one of the most popular Pokemon of all time. It's got a cool little Pidgey sitting on top of it. There's a Diglett that was trying to go and he's blocking the path like in the video games. It's a really cool artwork. And this card is going to be quite a bit more expensive than $20 in the very near future, because card prices typically somewhat follow sealed box prices. That's not always the case. There's some examples where that's not true. But with this one, the fact that you would have to spend $600 to get a box that has this thing in it, I would be picking these up very quickly. We still have a month before 151 is officially out of print. So I would absolutely hop on this if you have the opportunity to do so at the $20 price point. Next, for a sealed, we have the Prismatic Evolutions Booster Bundle. For the quick flips thing, the 6 months to a year, it's really hard to pinpoint a sealed product that is kind of likely going to jump a decent amount in the next 6 months to a year. This one is almost a no-brainer, I feel like, to most people in the hobby. Again, this isn't financial advice. This is just what my opinion is, and it's what the data would tend to suggest. But there is no reason that Prismatic Evolutions isn't going to do the same exact thing as 151. I showed the graph in a couple videos previously where 151 booster bundles were like $65 about a year ago, and then it went out of print. Now they're up to like $190. There's no reason it won't do exactly what 151 did. And actually, if we look at this, if I pull this up, this is the card list for Prismatic Evolutions. If it would load, maybe. I don't know why it's doing this. Okay, we'll just do TCG player. Oh, there it is. It came through. If we sort this high to low, this set is way more expensive than 151. Pretty significantly so. I mean, you've got multiple cards well over $100 in here, and 151 only has well, it's all spike, but I mean, these are all in like kind of lows. I showed this before as well. If you look at the 1 year, this used to be a $560 card. It's sitting at 327. So Prismatic is going to see the same bump that 151 did, but the cards are actually more valuable. So I would be jumping on the 151 bundles if you can, and find them for anywhere from $50 to $70. Good sealed option for the $100 price range. Next, we got the long-term holds, and again, I want to emphasize that the short-term holds also work as long-term holds. It's just long-term is a lot easier to predict than the short-term with Pokemon, given the 30-year history of data. So first, we got the Tyranitar SIR from Paldea Evolved. It's currently around a $60 card. Used to be over 80, which isn't crazy, but this is going out of print in April. And if you go look at the population of Paldea Evolved graded cards, pretty much every single one of them, they're all extremely scarce, and I'll show that here in a little bit. But there's just not very many of these floating around. It doesn't seem like they printed very much Paldea Evolved because nobody really wanted it. The Magikarp is really the only card anybody talks about. This is one of the coolest Tyranitar cards ever made. You could even make the argument it's the best one. A lot of people like the Sleepy Tyranitar better from Battle Styles, but I like this one better personally. But definitely be looking at this in the $60 range. If you hold this and it goes out of print and everybody kind of forgot about it, I can see this having a pretty good run eventually. Next, we got the Alakazam Mega Evolution ETB promo. These are sitting at $9 a card. They used to be about $20. This is an original 151 Pokemon. It's a really cool artwork. I mean, it's like he's doing a training montage, like from Dragon Ball Z or something on top of the rock out in the desert. Mega Evolution doesn't go out of print until 2028, so you got a while to go. This card is probably going to be sitting around this $9 mark, maybe even a little bit lower as time goes on. But original 151 Pokemon, you can only get it from the ETBs. I can see this. I mean, that Snorlax is sitting at $20 a card right now. There's no reason this couldn't be a $20 card. And if you snatch a bunch up at, $9 or less, you doubled your money just by it going to 20. So I would recommend jumping on this. I'm actually looking for these right now. I bought a Pokemon Center one not too horribly long ago for like $50. And that's the Pokemon Center exclusive one. So keep an eye out for this. Then for sealed for the long-term hold, we're going to go Black Bolt White Flare ETBs. Both of them are almost dead on $100, and they are quickly jumping in price. People are realizing that you can really only find these at vending machines anymore for MSRP. They're not really restocking them in stores at all. It's a specialty set. There's a ton of IRs in these sets. I mean, I think there might be more IRs in these sets than any other that they've printed. And the chase cards are really unique. They're the monochromes. You got the red Victini in both. Then in the white Flare, you have the white Reshiram, and the black Bolt, you have the black Zekrom. Super cool cards. The texture on them is awesome if you haven't seen them in person. And they also are worth a lot if you grade them in a 10. But really unique top chases. This set's likely not going to be printed that much. The ETBs, at least. I know they just did the Sam's Club drop with the poster collections or something like that. But as far as the ETBs go, I don't foresee them printing that many more of them. They just have too much other stuff that they got to worry about printing right now. So right at the $100 mark, I would try to snag one of these if you can. I see these having a rise here in the next couple of months when supply gets lower and lower. Now we got grading plays. So last time I did several like cheaper cards. This time I have two slightly more expensive cards when it comes to the $100 price point. But I do have one lower end card that is a good jump in value. But first we got the Pokemon Center Riolu promo. So it's got the Pokemon Center stamp on it. Make sure you're looking for that if you're going to do this play. But you can find them for about $50 right now raw. So you can maybe find two of these out in the wild and get them for the $100 price tag and send them into grade. But like you can see on the screen, in a PSA 10, it just auctioned for almost $1,000 in a PSA 10. And some of that is because there's not a ton of them on the market yet, but that means you can take advantage of it, get a PSA 10 while the market's still super hot, and you have more than 10 extra money if you spent $50 and you get $1,000 card out of it. So I am looking out for these. Again, I actually just picked up a Pokemon Center Riolu card. I think I paid like $54 for it. So be on the lookout for that. Next, we got the Fuecoco from Paldea Evolved. Now, this is where I was talking about. If you look at, in general, Paldea Evolved cards, the populations graded are super low compared to most modern cards. So this Fuecoco is $50 raw. As you can see, it's a $300 PSA 10. And here is just a snippet of the Tyranitar I was talking about earlier. In a PSA 10, it's going for about, this is actually wrong, it's more like $600, but the population in a PSA 10 is only 1,684. There's only 1,684 of these in existence in a PSA 10. And it's pretty much the same with all Paldea Evolved cards. There's barely any PSA 10s. And I guess it's because either people just straight up didn't grade any of them, or they didn't print very much Paldea Evolved. So these cards are going to be extremely scarce. And again, they're going out of print in April alongside 151 and Obsidian Flames, all that, Paldean Fates. So be on the lookout for the Fuecoco. And honestly, pretty much all Paldea Evolved cards, most of them are under $100 aside from the Magikarp. I think it's around $300. But the next most expensive card, I think, is this Tyranitar. So be on the lookout for Paldea Evolved IRs. Then last, we have a more reasonably priced option, which I prefer these for grading plays. The more quantity you can buy and then send in and, you know, possibly get multiple 10s, it's just safer because your likelihood of, you know, if you get a Riolu Pokemon Center, you get 2 of them. If you send them both in, they don't get a 10, then you're kind of out of luck. I mean, you didn't really lose a ton of money, but it is a risk. With this, you can get this Pidgeotto from Obsidian Flames for almost $7, and in a PSA 10 it's $150. You could go buy 10 of these copies that are all pretty clean, send them in, and if you get 5 PSA 10s, you've had a huge come up on your money, and the 5 that didn't get a 10 don't really matter. It's an original 151 Pokemon. It's a super unique artwork. I don't know if you've seen these in person, but again, super cool texture on them. And Obsidian Flames is out of print in April. So this card is like you're not going to be able to find anymore unless you buy sealed product that's way more expensive than MSRP, or, you know, you just buy the card outright. But yeah, so $7, you can get $150, $160 PSA 10. Again, I like these a lot better for grading plays. I like being able to buy like a mass quantity of a card and that are all relatively clean. Like, you know, centering looks good. There's not a whole lot of, there's no whitening on the back. Maybe there's like one tiny dot. And if I can send 10 of these in instead of, you know, sending in like the 2 Riolus, the Riolus are a great play if you can hit the 10 because it's $1,000 card. But with these, you could buy 10, and if they all came back as a 10, which is unlikely, but if they did, you made the same money as a Riolu if it came back as a 10. So just another thing to keep a lookout for. The Pidgeot EX, I think it's from 151, the like blue one, is also a really cool card to look out for right now. But this is my biggest recommendation right now for the grading plays, aside from the stamped Bulbasaur, because you can just buy so many of them and send them in to grade. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you got some ideas for an upcoming card show. I know there's several going on this weekend. Maybe with the warmer weather, we're going to start seeing more and more. So I hope you learned something. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Leave me any comments that you either disagree, agree, or maybe some other plays that you're thinking about making right now, and I might throw it in a video if it's a good idea. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good day.